Hi, beautiful people. Shree here from S Parks D in Life. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about how I'm able to maintain my workout regimen while I'm traveling as a nomad. I always make sure first that I have enough space to do some weight training. That's pretty important to me. My cardio, I get outside. As a triathlete, I'm able to just put on my shoes, lace up, and go for a nice run. I haven't had access to my bike in probably 7 months, so I do miss cycling. But when I do stay at a place where there's a bike available, I make sure I'm able to do some biking. And the challenge with that is to make sure I have a helmet that fits. That's sometimes something that I can't avoid. If the helmet doesn't fit, I don't ride because it needs to fit my noggin. So I don't really go for a ride if the helmet doesn't fit properly. However, with indoor weight training, yoga, things like that, are I could do those indoors. I could do those outdoors, which is even better if I can get a nice rooftop. In Mexico, I was able to go onto the rooftop and do weight training as well as my yoga. On the rooftop, my challenge was to make sure I had some enough padding. That space, I was working with a lot of world packers, and one world packer from Brazil left. She didn't want to travel with her yoga mat, so she left that, and I had a yoga mat to use. So I was so grateful for that. But that didn't still give me enough padding, so I had to, on top of the yoga mat, I would place two towels, body towels, to just give me a little bit more cushion because that rooftop was not forgiving. It was pretty tough. If there was anything on my knees, with kickbacks and any push ups, anything like that on the knees or even on the toes, sometimes it was a bit challenging to just kind of keep my body feeling comfortable. So that was the main challenge with living there. In this space, in my first trusted house sitter space, they have a garage where I'm able to do workouts in this space. Plenty of space. It's carpeted, so I don't have to worry about any uncomfortable elbows or knees. And also, there's a yoga mat here, so I don't have to worry about just going, putting a blanket down onto the carpet. I'm able to use a really nice yoga mat. They have a really nice yoga mat. But it's very possible. Anyone that travels, you're always still able to get your workouts in. With my weight training, what I would do is in Mexico, I gathered all of the water bottles, the 16-ounce water bottles, and used those for my weights. Sometimes the grip wasn't what I wanted, but at the same time, I had weight gloves here, so I was still able to get a pretty good grip. Oftentimes, I would add a little bit of tape onto the water bottles to give me a little bit better grip. Because water bottles are slippery with side raises, rotator raises. Sometimes they would still feel a little slippery in the hand, but adding a little bit of tape to those, to the areas where I gripped, helped. And what I did for any kind of core work, because core work I think is a center of our being, of our body. If when you have a strong core, you have a really nice strong back. With core work, I would also incorporate some weights, and those would be water bottles. Sometimes I would use a pot, a heavy pot, to just kind of hold and be able to do some rotator core, get those side obliques, anything that would give me a little bit more weight than just my body weight. I was concerned about losing my weight, my strength with my travels because I went from teaching Les Mills body pump sometimes 3 times a week. Later, towards the time I was leaving, it bounced down to twice a week. And then going into a space where I was unable to use the bar, the weights that I'm used to. So I did all that I could to just make sure I was able to continue with my weight training wherever I travel. My next trusted house sitter home, I'm not sure what I will encounter. I don't know. We haven't had that conversation. I don't know if they are a family that does lift weights or does yoga, anything like that. But I'm sure to make it work because that's important to me, moving my body. Yoga was, I was able to incorporate that just nearly anywhere. But weight training, that's where I often find I had to go into the kitchen, the cupboards, and look for. Sometimes I would use canned food cans for weights. Again, the grip was a challenge because canned goods are a bit bulkier and wider than a bar or even a hand weights. So again, that was just, I had to modify my workouts a little bit to still be able to get that in. So there you have it. That's how I'm able to get my workouts in. I still try to do some weight training twice a week. It may not be all of the 60-minute work format because I am able to run more. So I'm not doing my lunges as much, and I'm certainly not doing the squat track as much as I used to because I'm able to get out and go for a run 3 times a week. So I'm still able to get my cardio and my leg workout, but it's the upper body that's important to me to continue that weight training through all of my travels. If you have any questions for me, shoot them in the comments. I look forward to chatting with you all, and happy workout. Adios.